Welcome back to another Explainer. Today we're embarking on a seriously fascinating journey. We're going to unpack the massive, dense, cosmological framework of the Manusmriti. Now, you might know this ancient text for its really complex legal codes, but today we're setting all that aside. Instead, our goal is to give you a spiritual explainer, a simplified understanding of the profound philosophical and cosmic ideas hidden right there within its verses. We're going to explore exactly how these ancient thinkers viewed the universe, the mind, and the ultimate purpose of human existence. Okay, let's dive into this. The Om flag you see here represents the eternal Vedic foundation that underlies this entire text. We're going to anchor our whole journey today in this concept of eternity. We'll start way out in the macro, the vast, literally unfathomable creation of the entire universe, and then we'll slowly zoom all the way down into the micro, the daily actions, the thoughts, and ultimately the liberation of the individual soul. It's a massive scale, but we're going to make sense of it together. So here's our spiritual roadmap for today. We're going to start with the creation of the universe, then move through the pillars of Dharma, map out duties and life stages, and dive into the mechanics of karma and the three gunas. Finally, we'll arrive at our ultimate destination, the path to liberation. Let's get to it.
Section 1, Creation of the Universe. Waking from the deep sleep.
I want you to imagine an existence before time, before space, before literally anything we can comprehend. The source text uses this incredibly beautiful metaphor to describe it. It says that before creation, the universe was just engulfed in an unmanifested darkness. It was kind of like the cosmos was in a state of deep, undisturbed sleep. No defining features at all. Then, driven by divine will, this radiant golden egg just appeared in the dark, and from this glowing seed, Brahma, the creator, was born. It was Brahma who then split this golden egg right open, forming the heavens above, the earth below, and the massive expanse of space in between, basically giving birth to our physical reality.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the text views time. It's not a straight line. It's a massive, repeating cycle divided into eras called yugas. A single complete cycle spans 12,000 divine years. It kicks off with the Krita Yuga, this era of pure truth where the main human pursuit is tapas, or deep austerity. But as the cycle rolls on into the Treta Yuga, the focus shifts to knowledge. Then, in the Dvapara Yuga, it moves to sacrifice. Finally, we hit the Kali Yuga. This is actually the era we're said to be living in right now, where human capacity is diminished and the primary form of righteousness, or dharma, is just simply charity. It's wild to see how the nature of the world and our spiritual duties literally shift as these cosmic seasons change. Section 2, the pillars of Dharma, navigating the cosmic rules.
So what does all this mean for us on a personal level? How are we supposed to act within this giant universe? Well, this is where the concept of Dharma comes in. Dharma is the path of righteousness, but it isn't just some rigid list of rules. The text says it's derived from 4 distinct sources. First up, we have Shruti, which translates to that which is heard. This refers to the ultimate eternal truths of the Vedas. Then there's Smriti, or that which is remembered, which are the traditional texts. Third is the good conduct of wise, righteous people. But the fourth one? That's probably the most fascinating. Inner satisfaction. Dharma isn't purely external. It requires listening to your own conscience. If an action doesn't bring your inner soul a sense of pure peace and satisfaction, it is simply not Dharma. Section 3. Duties and life stages, the microcosm of society. Here, the text outlines an ancient societal framework known as the varna system. To really understand this, we need to look at it objectively through the specific metaphor the source uses, which is society as a single, functioning cosmic body. In this ancient view, society is divided into 4 interdependent pillars. The Brahmins, originating from the mouth of the cosmic being, were tasked with teaching and spiritual guidance. The Kshatriyas, from the arms, handled protection and leadership. The Vaishyas, from the thighs, drove agriculture and trade. And the Shudras, from the feet, were tasked with service, supporting the rest of the structure above them. The text basically presents this as a way to ensure every single part of the societal body works together in harmony. Parallel to that societal structure is the journey of an individual's life, which is divided into 4 ashramas, or stages. The idea was that a human life should progress smoothly. It starts with brahmacharya, a really energetic celibate phase dedicated entirely to learning under a teacher. Next up is grihastha, the grounded householder phase. This is where you marry, raise a family, and generate wealth, and it's considered the crucial pillar that supports all the other stages. After that comes vanaprastha,
the softer forest dweller stage, where an individual starts to gradually withdraw from worldly duties. And finally, sannyasa. This is the deeply quiet, renunciant phase, where all earthly ties are cut and your focus turns 100% towards seeking absolute spiritual truth.
Section 4. The mechanics of karma, the internal driver. So shifting our focus from society to personal accountability, the text defines karma as the universal law of cause and effect. But what's absolutely crucial to grasp here is that karma isn't just about what you physically do. It's actually driven by 3 distinct forces: your mind, your speech, and your body. Every single action you take, whether it's a secret thought hiding in your mind, a word spoken to a friend, or a physical deed, it plants a seed. And these seeds accumulate. The text is incredibly clear that it's this accumulation that strictly dictates the trajectory of a soul's future rebirths, effectively tying us to the material world.
So, does that mean we're just permanently trapped by our past mistakes? Well, no. The text contrasts the heavy burden of karma with the powerful purification of penance, or tapas. While unaddressed sins definitely drive those endless cycles of rebirth, deep inner discipline and austerity can actually burn those sins away. And the source uses a brilliant, vivid metaphor here. It states that through true, dedicated penance, a soul can shed its accumulated sins as effortlessly and naturally as a snake sheds its old skin. You just leave the past behind and emerge completely renewed.
Section 5. The 3 gunas, visualizing the mind. And this brilliantly illustrates how the ancient thinkers viewed human behavior. They propose that everything in nature, and that includes our minds, is made up of 3 qualities, or gunas, that pull us in totally different directions. Sattva is the light, clear quality of purity and deep inner peace. It draws us toward knowledge. Rajas is the fast, kind of tense energy of passion, action, and earthly desires, which ultimately leads to pain and restlessness. And then there's tamas, which is the slow, heavy quality of ignorance, darkness, and stagnation. The big takeaway here is that every single human action is a mixture of these 3 gunas. The balance of these qualities inside you at any given moment dictates whether your soul is going to rise toward enlightenment or sink further down into ignorance. Okay, so we've looked at the vastness of time, the rigid structures of society, the heavy chains of karma, and the internal tug-of-war of the gunas. It all feels so immense, right? So cyclical, which naturally leads us to a pretty profound question. How does a soul ever break free from this endless cycle of birth, action, and rebirth?
Section 6. The path to liberation, reaching the infinite.
The ultimate destination in this entire spiritual framework is moksha. Moksha is absolute spiritual liberation. It is the final escape from that endless, exhausting cycle of rebirth we've been talking about. But, it's not something that just happens to you. It's achieved only when a person, typically in that final sannyasa stage of life, completely relinquishes all worldly attachments. We're talking wealth, desires, ego, and through deep meditation and austerity, they finally realize the supreme soul.
Let's look at this really beautiful quote, straight from the final chapters of the text. He who sees the supreme soul in all beings attains the highest Brahman. This right here is the absolute core of our spiritual explainer today. It's the concept of the Atman, the individual soul recognizing its total, unbreakable unity with the universal divine. Because true liberation doesn't come from just blindly following rules. It comes from a radical shift in perspective. It's about seeing the absolute equality of the divine sparking inside every single living thing around you. We've traveled all the way from the unmanifested darkness of the universe's creation, through the societal pillars of ancient times, deep into the psychology of the human mind, and out into the infinite expanse of spiritual liberation. It really is a breathtaking framework. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. When you look at your own mind, your own daily actions, your current stage in life, and the pull of the gunas within you, where are you in the cosmic cycle right now? Take a moment to reflect on your own spiritual trajectory. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, keep exploring.